Hey guys, winter may be coming, but right now fall is here along with the iPhone 8 and the 8 Plus. Two phones with almost the same features, but there are a few key differences besides the price. We'll get into those, and is the iPhone 8 really an upgrade over the iPhone 7? I'm Will for GSM Arena, and this is our iPhone 8 and 8 Plus review. The iPhone 8 and 8 Plus have arrived. We have one in silver and the other in space gray. There's also a new gold color available. With the back of Gorilla Glass, the new iPhones have a different feel from last year's all-metal build. We're not sure how sturdy it is, but the glass is definitely not scratch-proof. During the review process, we did see some marks show up. The build is IP67 certified for dust and water resistance of up to 1 meter, as you'd expect from a premium device. But besides the glass, the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus look nearly identical to the two previous models. The camera bump on the back is still there, and so are the rather large bezels on the front. The front-mounted home button/fingerprint reader is again below the screen, and it's just as fast and accurate as before. This isn't the most exciting flagship we've seen lately. You could even call it outdated compared to bezel-less flagships. But if you're into the classic iPhone look, it's still great. The new iPhones come with either 64 or 256 gigabytes of internal storage, which is twice as much as the iPhone 7s offered last year at the same price. Plus, new file formats for photos and videos only take up half the space. Of course, there's no headphone jack, so get your lightning adapter ready. Don't worry, there's one that comes bundled with the iPhone. The audio quality through the converter is very good, but not quite the best. The other option is to play through the stereo speakers. They're excellent, the loudest speakers on an iPhone to date, and both equally balanced. The iPhones this generation have IPS LCD displays as usual, 4.7 inches on the 8 and 5.5 inches on the 8 Plus. The resolution is the same as before too, 750p on the smaller screen and 1080p on the bigger one. They're not OLED like the iPhone X, but the screens are class-leading for LCDs in both brightness and sunlight legibility. Plus, our tests confirm that color representation on both phones is fantastic. They've got one of the lowest deviations we've ever seen in an LCD. True Tone Display detects the color of the ambient light and automatically adjusts the screen colors, making the picture look accurate regardless of lighting. And although these screens are not HDR certified, the iPhones do support playback of HDR video content via Netflix, so you might enjoy some of the benefits. Featured on the iPhone 8 is the newest iOS 11, which has been rolled out to Apple's other devices too. It's a nice step forward with a refined interface, but you still can't change the UI theme or icons. The notification center has changed. Just swipe down and you can see the most important notifications as if you're looking at your lock screen, even complete with the respective wallpaper. The new control center slides out from the bottom and gives you all your toggles, quick shortcuts, and options on a single page. The sliders have an unusual design, borrowed straight from the Apple Watch. The leftmost Today page contains all native and third-party widgets, like weather, calendar, and Siri app suggestions. The 3D touch functionality is a lot more useful now. You can use it to see quick actions on app icons, to peek inside of folders, and to get more info and previews from pictures and files. The Notes app has a document scanner built in, and there is a new Files app which can save files from third-party apps. It connects to cloud storage services so the files on your phone can be automatically uploaded. On top of all this, with Apple, you're guaranteed to get the latest iOS updates as soon as they come out. Under the hood is Apple's newest A11 Bionic chipset, with either 2 gigs of RAM for the iPhone 8 or 3 gigs for the 8 Plus. The A11's 10nm process allows for better power efficiency than the A10 and the iPhone 7, and with 6 cores, it's much faster. In benchmarks, the iPhones blow all the competition out of the water, both processor and graphics-wise. And the iPhone 8 has even better numbers than the 8 Plus thanks to its less demanding screen. Right now, the A11 is the fastest mobile chipset on the planet. But in everyday tasks, the iPhones are not noticeably faster than other flagships we've used, so it might take some new apps and games to put all that power to good use. One area in which the new chipset should do well is in machine learning. Complex tasks such as recognizing faces and objects in your photos, or understanding and translating your natural speech are a lot faster. The battery capacities of both the iPhone 8s are smaller than last year's, but with a more efficient chipset, endurance in our proprietary tests is actually even better. Unfortunately, the regular charger only fills up 20% of the battery after 30 minutes. There is fast charging support, but requires getting an expensive MacBook USB-C charger and hooking it up to the iPhone via a lightning adapter. One big upgrade over the iPhone 7 is the inclusion of Qi wireless charging, made possible thanks to the iPhone 8's glass back. It's pretty convenient, but even slower. It fills up 17% of the battery in half an hour. The basic camera specs on the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus are the same as last year. You get an f1.8 wide-angle camera, and on the 8 Plus, an additional f2.6 telephoto cam too, all at 12 megapixels. But though the cameras are the same, there's some new stuff going on behind the scenes. There's a new sensor as well as improved image processing and noise reduction algorithms. The main camera offers the same great dynamic range as its predecessor. The level of detail is now better, and colors have been vastly improved, which was our main beef with the iPhone 7 cameras. Unfortunately, the forced HDR on mode is as bad as before, making the entire image darker instead of attempting to balance the bright and dark parts. The new camera is better than the iPhone 7's in low light, the autofocus is faster, and there is lower noise, sharper images, and better white balance overall. The telephoto camera on the 8 Plus provides 2 times zoom, and the results are as good as the main camera, but with a smaller sensor, smaller aperture, and lack of OIS, you can't use it in low light. The zoom camera also helps in providing a portrait mode, which offers one of the best software bokeh effects on any smartphone. You can turn the blur off later if you want to, and you can enhance the face of your subject by adding artificial lighting effects. Studio mode fills in shadows with light, contour mode darkens shadows to add contrast, and stage mode blackens the background to emphasize your subject. And the front 7-megapixel selfie cam takes nice images even in low light conditions. Thanks to the new, more powerful chipset, videos can be recorded at higher frame rates on the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus. You can capture 1080p video at 30, 60, 120, or even 240 frames per second. 1080p videos provide high enough quality to be considered relevant in the age of 4K. 4K videos can now be recorded at 24 or even 60 FPS, a world first with smartphones. They have great detail, and at 60 frames per second, this is the smoothest 4K we've seen on a phone. The iPhone 8 and 8 Plus are amazing flagship phones. The battery, camera, and the screen are a little bit different, but right now both offer just as much as the top Android competitors. On top of this, the A11 Bionic processor pushes out some incredible numbers, so there's a lot of future potential for developers to use. If it's true, this could make the iPhone 8 and the 8 Plus the best and the last classic iPhones that you can buy. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons down below if you enjoyed this video. And you can always stop by gsmarina.com to find our full test findings. See you next time.